I would be one of the most hectic, undependable, unreliable, late, flaky, stressed, confused people ever if it wasn't for the fact that I wrote down basically everything. I'm sure anyone else with ADHD knows how annoying it is to get the advice of just write a to-do list or just write down your weekly plan, but I have developed a system that genuinely works so well for me. I've been using some variation of this system for quite a few years. I did make a video at the start of the year talking about my journal plan. However, I've done a lot of research and a lot of thinking about what I would like to use going forward in the new year, and so I'd like to show you guys my 2026 journaling system. A few of these things are the same as my last journaling system in terms of like the actual journal that I'm using, and a lot of the functions that they serve and the way that I use these products is similar as well, but I have made quite a few changes and I have found a few new journals that like fit the particular need that they are serving so perfectly, and that's why I really wanted to share them. So I really hope that this will be useful for you. I'll be going over the actual notebook, but I'll also make sure to focus a lot on why that notebook is useful, like what specific things they have that make them serve their function so well, so that even if you don't buy this exact notebook, you will be able to replicate the use of it a little bit in your own way. Obviously, this is just what works for me, so do keep in mind what things work for you, what things sound like they could be helpful, and what things you would personally want to change. I will be talking about my daily planner, which I will be doing like all of my daily to-do list planning, everything on. A health tracker that I've been using recently that I have found has really helped me to stop using my phone, which was very hard, and I feel like this has played a big role in me getting better with that. My diary, so like I guess a more traditional journal where I scribble all my thoughts and feelings and I draw and I write poems and I use a lot more casually and is more so there for me to express whatever it is that's on my mind. And I also have a work journal and a uni organizer. And that reminds me, I totally forgot. It's a Filofax organizer and I'm actually doing a giveaway. However, it's going to be on TikTok, not on here, because the last time that me and Filofax tried to do a cross-platform giveaway, it got very confusing, and so we thought it'd be better to stick to one platform. I'll be uploading this video the day after I'm uploading the TikTok giveaway, and that is up for a week. So if you head over to there, all the information is on there and the actual giveaway post is there. But I will be showing more in depth the planner and all the things that you can do with it. So do stay to see what it is that we'll be giving away. Starting off is my 2026 planner. This is the Kikuyu Jibun Teko Days 2026 daily planner, and it is in the size A5. They do smaller sizes, and they also have a weekly version, which I'll talk about, and also I'll explain why I decided to go with the daily larger one. I have been planning my daily tasks and my to-do lists and my daily schedules on paper for years now, and I feel like I've really honed in what it is that I like out of a daily planner. This is perfect because it has exactly what I would need from a planner, and it basically just has what I would draw out anyways, so it will save me time to not draw that out, but also it has a lot of reflective pages that I'll go over in a bit, and it's nice because it's all in one book. So whereas I'd usually write this all out, but I would also have it in like loads of separate notebooks, I've got it all in one place. That is to say though that I don't think getting this exact book is entirely necessary. I will talk about why I like the layout so much, so that if you want to like try out that layout but don't want to fork out, this was quite a bit from what I remember, but I pre-ordered it like months ago. But yeah, if you don't want to like fork out loads of money to get this exact planner, I'm sure you can replicate that layout, and I'll explain what it is about it that I find is so productive and perfect for me. So firstly, the actual like daily planning, there are two parts. First of all, they have like month overview pages, which are really helpful because that means that I can kind of see any long-term things I need to keep in mind. For example, if I've got any birthdays coming up, any events coming up, anything that's like very important but isn't perhaps like on the page visible on a day that I'm filling in. And then you have the actual daily pages. When I first saw this type of daily page, it is so satisfying and so validating because I feel like it's gotten rid of everything that I hate about planners, and it has everything that I love that I usually need to draw in. The days are split in two, and on the very left of the column you have to-do lists, or not necessarily to-dos, you have check boxes that I will be using as a to-do list, and then in the middle you've got a timeline so that you can fill things in if they are like time sensitive. Something that I love so much that I feel like it's going to be a little bit hard to explain, because I feel like I've made a TikTok before talking about this and everyone in the comments was like, what are you talking about? I feel like most daily planners that have like time blocks in will have like the blocks, and the hour is usually written inside of the block. I always really struggled with that because 8 o'clock is not a block of time. 8 o'clock is a moment in time. And so I would usually, before I decided to like invest in beautiful, nice, wonderful daily planners, I would just use ruled paper, and on the line I would write 8 o'clock, and then like, I don't know, I'd skip a line to be 8:30, and then the next line I would write 9, so that the space would be the time in between 8 and 9 rather than the whole block itself being 8 o'clock. I don't know, I just feel like that's something that always really bothered me, and I feel like I could easily just like pretend that it wasn't there, but I feel like it would confuse me too much, and then I would just get stressed, and I wouldn't really like using daily planners for that reason. Here, the numbers are written on the dotted line. So satisfying. I'm genuinely so happy to see it. The reason I love having both the to-do list and the timeline is because a lot of the things that I do aren't time sensitive, and I think part of this is just the fact that I'm not a very, I don't know, not a very disciplined person, and I would struggle a lot with getting things done and following my schedule, and also it's maybe to do with the fact that I have ADHD as well. But I would get really stressed if I would like time block things, and for example, if I had something like niche that I had to do in the day but like didn't belong to any particular time period, like for example, if I have to take the bins out and I also have to do the laundry, and at some point I also have to do like some other task, all of these things aren't time sensitive, so I would get stressed if I'd put them in a block, because then if I wouldn't do them in that block, I don't know, I would just get very fixed about the fact that if I set something out and it's not done that way, then I've just basically like done it wrong. And so I really like sometimes doing a to-do list so that I know these are the things I have to do today, but there's no particular order I have to do them, because there isn't a particular order I have to do them. I like also having the timeline though, because some things I do are time sensitive. For example, I work from home, and I used to just like include all the work I have to do in the to-do list, but then what would happen was I didn't have very good boundaries about when was work time and when was home time and rest time. I guess all the time's home time when you work from home. What ended up happening was I was just kind of in work mode all of the time, and it drove me kind of crazy. So I've now started kind of utilizing a fake 9 to 5 schedule, which has been great, but that obviously is time sensitive and I need to put that in. Or if I've got like an appointment at a certain time, I can put that all in the time area, and then anything else like, I don't know, yeah, take the bins out, I can just put there. The reason I decided to get daily and the big one is because I write so much detail. Like, I have found writing down everything I have to do in a day, including like put your toothbrush on charge, fill up your water bottle first thing in the morning. Like, I need to write down everything, and it helps me so much to just see it written down and be able to like tick off, okay, I've done that, I've done that. I have seen the weekly version. The reason I even found out about these notebooks is because my partner was using the weekly version of the Jib and Techo last year, and I think this year he switched for daily. I feel like it has its own pros. For example, I think it's quite satisfying to see the whole week laid out. I get a bit confused if like I can't see what I'm doing for the rest of the work week along the days, which is why when I used to use the Philo I would take a piece of paper to like write down my weekly plan, paperclip it to the opposite page of the day that I was working on, so that when I'm filling in my day, I can also see what things need to be done in the week and what things are time sensitive and what things just like need to be done at some point in the week. I might still do that with this, to be honest, because I found that to be so helpful, but I need all the detail that like a whole day gives me as well. The planning really sold me, because this is like exactly how I would draw out my plans. However, something else that I really love about the Jib and Techo is that they have these really awesome reflective pages. At the start of every month, they have a page where you just very briefly jot down your goals, and then at the end of the month you go back and you write what you achieved, what you didn't achieve, what you enjoyed in the month, what things you got up to, who you met in the month, and I feel like that is really lovely. I really love reflective things like that. I feel like I perhaps didn't really do a lot of that stuff in the past, and then I think like my first time really doing that was in my monthly favorites videos that I do on YouTube, and I think it's a really nice way to kind of look back. I feel like months just go by so fast and time really just like flies by, and it's quite grounding and nice to reflect on what actually happened in the previous month. It's a really nice way for me to block out time and feel a bit more, yeah, just like rooted in what is going on, I guess. They've also got yearly reflective things as well. At the start of the year, it's a lot of lists. I absolutely love lists. Oh, there's also a big like year calendar as well. I'm not going to show that because I've already filled in like a lot of birthdays and stuff. So my dreams for 2026. They have loads of different areas in life that you would have goals in. So for example, work, health, finance, travel, family and partners, friendship connection, and also space to fill in any like other goals you have. And not only does it have your goals that you need to write down, but also what actions to take in the year to help you get closer to that. You also have space to fill in events, and then you have your 100 wishes list, which is awesome. And I've never done anything like that before, but I'm going to do that because that sounds really cool. I was thinking of doing a 2026 bingo. I actually was thinking of doing like a whole video where I go through my 2025 bingo and see how much I did, which like I wrote the bingo and then did not open it for like the whole year. So I don't know how much I did, but I don't think it was a lot. I feel like maybe I'll write out my 100 wishes and then like the most important ones I will fill in my 2026 bingo. You also have just loads of space to do whatever list you would like. So if anyone has any ideas, oh my god, you have loads of space. I didn't realize there was a whole other page. Oh my god, another one. Please let me know what things I should use my free lists for, because oh my goodness, it just keeps on going. And at the end of the year, you have space as well to reflect on what came to pass in the year. Looking back on 2026, you write your events, and then also events of family, friends, and the world, which is really, really cool. I just love this kind of like reflective stuff. I don't know, this stuff really gets me. But as for the actual like book, it comes in a plastic sleeve, which is really nice because that means that the book can stay safe. I hope that if I end up getting the same book next year, that there's an option to get it without the plastic sleeve, because I assume I won't need it as long as I take good care of this one. On the inside of the sleeve, you have all of these like card holders and another like little holder there, although I'm not sure what that's for. You've got a pen loop and you have 2 sleeves on the outside of the book, and it also comes with these awesome stickers which are inside this sleeve. There's also 2 ribbons, which is nice, so I'll probably be marking off my monthly calendar and what day I'm on with these. Overall, it just seems to be like exactly up my alley, perfect. Everything that I look for in a journal that I usually have to draw myself is just already in here. It's also very compact, which is nice. Like this is the whole year, every day. Very awesome. I'm really, really nerding out over this. I'm really excited to use it. And yeah, that's my daily planner. Next, I have my like health journal. I've been doing this for like 2 weeks-ish now. It says I started it on the 19th of November. So yeah, a little bit. And I already feel like it's helping me with my screen time. Oh yeah, that's like the main reason that I started it. I got a comment on my podcast talking about wanting to get better with my screen time. The commenter basically explained that they write down their screen time every single day, and that helps them to see how much time they're actually spending on their phone, because I feel like a lot of the time you can just use your phone for ages and just not really process the amount of time that you're spending, but also to hold themselves accountable. And I really, really like that idea. And around the same time, I had both a doctor and a dermatologist tell me that I do not drink nearly enough water. I kind of felt like, okay, I might try that same screen time hack, but making sure that I drink more water. I do want to quickly say with this health journal that I definitely would not recommend this if you feel like you could get unhealthy or like obsessive about it. For me, this is entirely meant to just like help me see, okay, I only drank like a liter of water today. Oh my goodness, I need to do better tomorrow. Or oh my goodness, I only used my phone for an hour today. That's so brilliant. Please don't use it to track anything that you feel could end up being unhealthy and could have negative effects on you and on your health. Yeah, I just really wanted to put that disclaimer. I do track other things as well. So the pages are like split where one side is ruled and one side is blank, but you can kind of see like the ruled pages underneath. So on the blank side, I write out period cycle, screen time, water, sleep last night, exercise, time outside, and also diet. But by diet, I only put like if I ate something that I'm very intolerant to. For example, if I were to eat loads of cheese because I'm lactose intolerant, that would probably make me feel absolutely rubbish. So for those, I just put like a really short answer. Like for example, for one day I put like period day 5, 3 hours, 10 minutes, 2.5 liters. Can't remember how much I slept. Very, very brief answers. And I just put those because all of those things are things I believe that if I were to build better habits around, I'd probably feel a lot better and would improve my health quite a lot as well. Then on the line side, I put longer, more general, and like it's kind of up to me what I put. Usually I write about my mood, my skin, and what activities I did that day, but there I put like more generally, I guess, how I'm feeling and the answers on here, and also how I felt that day. Through looking at both of those, I'm able to get a better idea of what impacts me and what affects me more. So for example, if I have a high screen time, I'm almost guaranteed to write something along the lines of feeling extremely foggy and bad and like really cloudy headed. And if I eat something I'm intolerant to, I'm very likely to put that I felt really sick and nauseous and uncomfortable in my body. And I think that's a nice way for me to hold myself accountable with all of these things that for ages I've been saying I would hold myself accountable for. But yeah, I've definitely found that to be very positive. Like I have noticed improvements, and also I've been a lot more excited about doing these things because I'm also tracking the way that they are making an improvement and difference on my life. Like I have noticed myself feeling better, obviously not today because I'm quite ill, but in general feeling better now that I've been drinking more water and spending less time on my phone. And I feel like, yeah, it just allows me to be a lot more conscious about these things. The actual notebook that I'm using is called a Flame Tree Notebook, and it's a Moomin one. I got this from my friend, so I don't know where it's from or anything like that. But I'd say for this, like literally just use any notebook you've got lying around. And it's awesome because it fits really nicely in the sleeve of my 2026 planner. And since they're both something that I fill in every single day, it's nice to keep it there. And because it's so tiny, it fits so well that like if I carry this around, it probably won't fall out. Next is my diary, which is the exact same notebook that I spoke about last time, I'm pretty sure, that I did my like journaling ecosystem video. And that's because I just love this notebook so much. This is a Midori MD notebook, which are like my favorite notebooks. They are such great paper. They're just so beautiful. I love them. They're so functional. And this is lined and also is in the size A6. I have got a plastic sleeve, which is very disgusting and also broken because this plastic sleeve actually is supposed to have a pen loop, which I ripped off because usually what I do is once I fill in this journal, I just swap it out for a new one in the same plastic sleeve. But I absolutely love these notebooks so much. First of all, it is super small, so it's so easy to throw around with me everywhere. It literally fits in my trouser pockets, it fits in my coat pockets, it fits in like every bag I have, which is perfect because I feel like I know a lot of people like to sit down and make a habit and a practice out of journaling. I've never been able to like sustain that, and I also don't feel like it is particularly helpful for me really, except for when I used to do like CBT journaling or whatever. And I guess this is kind of where I get into what I mean by being aware of what you want to get out of things and what function things serve. For me, it's just wonderful to have paper around with you all the time. For example, sometimes I need to quickly write down a shopping list and I'll use this, or I need to like, I don't know, if I'm reading a book and I'm very confused by what I'm reading, especially if I'm reading some like really annoying philosophy, I'll need to quickly like make a graph or like a mind map of what I'm reading to help me to consolidate what I'm trying to understand. But more generally, what I use this for is I just sometimes feel very uncomfortable because I almost feel like my brain is bursting with a lot of thoughts and I just need to get pen to paper ASAP, and that is why I love having this with me always. I also do not write in it nicely. Like I think a lot of people have very beautiful journals, and for me that just doesn't really help me get what I need out of journaling. I will write in whatever way I feel helpful in the moment. I will draw flowcharts, I will start a sentence and then stop it suddenly and just move on to something else. I will write poems, like anything it is that I feel like will help me express myself in that moment, I do. And I don't try to pressure myself to stick to a certain way of journaling or to make my journal look any particular way. Like the other day I had some music stuck in my head and I literally just like wrote what is it called, like a stave? Is it like the 5 lines? And I literally just wrote the song that was stuck in my head. I need to get like this melody out of my head and I don't know what the melody is, so I just need to write down literally like the notes of what this melody is. And then like the day before that I'd bought a new stamp, so I was just like stamping pages. And then the day before that I think I was having some sort of like existential breakdown, so I wrote pages and pages about how horrible I was feeling. And like truly everything is going on in these books. I love them so much. They also lie completely flat, which is so comfortable, and they're very thin as well. So I feel like sometimes with like the really big beautiful like paper blanks, for example, I love paper blanks if I'm doing very purposeful, almost like beautiful, decorative, aestheticized journaling. That's perfect for that. But I feel like with this, it's so thin and small, and because it lies so flat, it's so comfortable to write on. Also, the paper is super fountain pen friendly and like runny ink friendly, and I love runny ink. So for me, this is great. It doesn't ghost, it doesn't bleed, it's just the best. It's literally the best. Literally love Midori MD notebooks so much. That leads me to my work journal, which I've actually been reading a lot of notes out of. This is also a lined Midori MD notebook. However, this one is in the size B6. This is why I've got my notes written down. Yes, B6. This is for everything work related. As you can see, I've got my little sticker there that says that's for everything work related, and I also have a July Rose jewelry sticker. I got the larger size because I don't need to carry it around with me everywhere like this one, and I also like having it larger so that if, for example, I write down, like for example, if I'm doing a podcast, right, and I write a mind map of all the things I want to talk about, I like that it's all on one page so I can easily just like look at it and then look back, and I don't need to flick through loads of it. Again, like the function is different with this one, so whereas for that one, the fact that it's small is perfect for what I'm trying to get out of it. For this one, I did want a bit of a larger size, and I'm even thinking to get the A5 size next time. I also don't have a sleeve on this one because I don't carry this around with me everywhere, and if I do, I am a bit more careful where I put it. Like, I wouldn't be throwing this one in a coat pocket, I would be putting it very nicely in my bag. It is nonetheless getting a bit yucky, but I feel like it's a lot better than the sleeve of this one's quite old, to be fair, in my defense. Yeah, no, I feel like this one's holding up a little bit nicer, but like not for much longer. I write down basically everything to do with work in this, so when I'm editing videos, I write down any notes to remember for like my second round of editing, or for when I'm uploading the video. If I have video ideas, if I have like a very like vague script that I want to like kind of a little bit bounce off of, then I write it here. And that's great because as I'm kind of like chronologically going through the book, then like the stuff before is from old videos, so I don't really need to look back, except for if I do like content plans. And that's why I've got these little label stickers things, because that is usually like if I've written out like a content plan for the month, I'll label it so that I can go back and easily access it, especially because this does have a ribbon but it's only got one, so I usually use that to mark off where I'm at in the book. Not that much to say about this one because all of the benefits with the smaller size carry on to this size. It's extremely comfortable to write with, it lies completely flat, it is absolutely beautiful, and it is super fountain pen and runny ink friendly. Yeah, it's just such a wonderful book. Like, I literally love Midori MD notebooks so much. It also came with this sticker. All Midori MD notebooks come with the sticker, I'm pretty sure. Like, this one did as well, I just didn't use it. I think on the inside I actually have some of the stickers, and you can also put a sticker on the spine as well, which I do when I finish the notebooks, and I like that because that means that like if I were to get another one, I can easily tell them apart. And last of all is my huge comically large uni organizer, and this is in fact the organizer that we're giving away on TikTok. So ridiculously huge but so ridiculously useful. This is the Filofax Metropole organizer, and this one is zipped, and also this one particularly, because I think that there are other Metropole organizers that don't have this function, this one has removable rings. This is faux leather and is quite a bit bigger than A4. I've got something A4 inside it that you'll be able to see in a moment. I don't put this one in a bag because it wouldn't fit in a bag. I just carry this one, but it's extremely comfortable, and also like I am really hating handbags, to be honest. Like, I love handbags and I love how they look, but I do get a bit freaked out sometimes by the fact that they are so bad for your back, and I try to have the lightest possible handbag constantly at all times. Even though I love my handbag, like, I really love how it looks, I try to have like as little in it as possible. So this is wonderful because all my really heavy like uni textbooks, like really, I'll explain in a moment, but like everything fits in here. Everything just goes in here, and then all my other stuff like my keys and like, I don't know, like my glasses, everything else goes in my handbag. But this means that the weight is like distributed a lot more healthily. On the outside there is this big, let me get like an A4 sheet of paper so you guys can see. So this is this outside sleeve, and it fits A4 size extremely comfortably. So if you have like loose sheets of paper, you can really easily just pop them in there, and it's super accessible because that's on the outside. And then moving on to the inside, ta-da! There's a lot going on in here, but it is super versatile, which is awesome because I feel like I personally have very particular ways that I like things to be organized, and because there is so much going on here, you can really organize it however you like. I've taken out all of my organizing stuff just because I wanted to show you guys like the blank slate. It comes with this A4 notepad and the rings, which are removable, and you can put like a different book inside there if you want. Then there's all these card holders and this holder, and there's a pen holder, there's another holder here, this like really large pocket which I fit my textbooks in, and then a zipped pocket as well. So one way that you can use this is you can use this for notes, and then once you're finished with them, rip them off and you can put them on the rings to kind of file away the like ready papers. However, another thing that you can do is pull this out and just put anything in there. Like, you can put a textbook and then write notes on it with that, or you can put in a notebook and you can just take this out. Like, this is just another notebook that I have, but it literally just slides in and then boom. You can also put handouts in here, and this like open section is so large that you can put like a whole book in there. So if you want to put like a textbook in there, if you want to put like a reading book. So the way that I've been using it has been with the rings in, and I've been just like filing away the things as I was saying, and then I keep my textbook in there, any loose handouts or sheets in there, and you zip it up, and like that all fits. You can also buy a divider or like just DIY a divider by just like, I don't know, like putting on like a one of those, oh god, I need to remember what they're called, index tabs. Are they called index tabs, or is something else an index tab? These things, like the little labels, you can put that on, and then you can like separate different subjects. Use this as your notepad. I remember in sixth form, I literally like, it was just me and my notepad against the world. Like, I did not even file away things in sixth form. I also didn't really go into sixth form, so like definitely don't listen to me. But I literally just like used one notepad, and then I would like bin the papers, which was really bad. I did get into my first choice uni though. Clearly there was a method in that madness. Rather than binning the notepad papers, maybe file them away here. I'm using this for just one of my modules because the other one is a lot more writing heavy. So I'm literally just like, I've just got like one notebook for that one, and I'm just like writing everything in that notebook. But for my other module, that's a bit more like different ways of learning going on. I feel like this is so flippin' perfect. It's also really beautiful. This is the one that we are giving away on TikTok. My TikTok is at soggyrice3. 2023, and it's an international giveaway as well, which is awesome. So yeah, by the time I've uploaded this, the giveaway will already be up, so make sure that you go check that out. I know I've been speaking quite a lot about underconsumption and not buying more than you need, so I hope rather than inspiring you guys to buy these exact notebooks, you can perhaps get what I get out of them through your own notebooks that you already have or things you've already planned to buy for 2026. Like for the majority of them, I've been able to recreate this with other notebooks. It's just the fact that I have found these like exact notebooks that meet my needs so perfectly, but it's absolutely not necessary. So it's like totally able to recreate it with anything that you've already got lying around. Maybe other than like the huge ginormous folder that I've got here, but like with the notebooks, I feel like the skeleton is what changes. Like a few of these notebooks, to be honest, only really like these two are different from what I used last year, and also this one's just a plain notebook. The meat has always been the same. I get these notebooks and I kind of alter my system to work to the notebooks, but the thing that I'm getting out of my system, and I guess like the majority of my system, is always the same. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like if you like this video because it really helps me to push my videos out, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I love reading your guys' comments, so do comment if you have anything you'd like to say, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye!